Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a brand new palette from Artist Couture to look at. This is the Artist Couture Mini Supreme Nudes Matte Masterpiece Palette. We are going to try it on. We're not going to add any shimmer or sparkle to it. And we are going to swatch it and do some swatch comparisons and such. Now, if you could tell by my voice, I am coming to you from Sicky Land. I do not have COVID. I've tested negative 5 different times, but I do have some sort of a torturous cold virus that is making me sound a little bit like a frog. So I apologize, but do not take pity on me. I will be just fine. I am all medicated up with my Dayquil and Advil and all sorts of good things. I kind of sound worse than I am, so I apologize for that. Now, if you're wondering how I am getting my nose to not peel during this cold season, just wanted to throw this in. If you have a chance, Natasha Indigo Overnight Repair is sensational. Every time I walk by this little jar, I'm almost out of it. I got a new one at the Natasha Black Friday. I put a little bit on. This absolutely saves my nose. I'm not having the peeling. I'm not having the amount of redness, and if normally I would look like Rudolph if Rudolph had a very dry nose. So red and peeling after a cold. I keep this on hand just for cold. So just wanted to let you guys know this. This is a nosy savior. All right, now let's talk about the palette if you can forget about my crazy sounding voice. All right, Artist Couture has done this little palette for $30, which I actually think is quite affordable for high-end makeup. The question is, how does it perform? Artist Couture gets a little bit of flack from critics because in the beginning, Mac Daddy, brains behind the brand, had some issues with palettes that weren't as good. I gotta tell you, lately I have really been enjoying them, and I think they really deserve a chance. I think these palettes are performing really beautifully. So let's take a look at this one in particular. Here it is really easily to see here in the pan. This again is the Mini Supreme Nude Matte Masterpiece for $30 from Artist Couture. This is a travel size version of the Supreme Nudes. It's got 8 mattes in neutrals, cool, and warm shades. It has 2 repeat shades, Transcend and Silhouette. It has 2 repeat shades. The rest appear to be new. Catch me if I'm wrong. This shade and this shade are not new. They are repeats. All the others, those are the 2 repeats right there. All the others are brand new shades as far as I could tell, keeping in mind, of course, that I'm a little medicated and hazy, but from what I could tell in my research, that is true. We're going to compare it to a few things, but let's look at it first on its own. Here is the little $30 Mini Supreme Nudes Matte Masterpiece first in studio lighting alone. Take a look at it there on my arm. And I will tell you the names of the shades that we use in the demo. But to really see it, let's take it outside into the warm California sunshine. It's a much warmer week this week. I'm sure many of you will be jealous. Thanksgiving week can be a cold one for a lot of people, and it's really hot out here in California. I think we get a bit cooler next week. I don't know why I have become the weather report, but here it is in the warm California sunshine. Take a look at it. Let's do a few comparisons. And if I miss a comparison that you need, just let me know. I'm happy to get it up for you over on Instagram. All right, first of all, we have the brand new mini mattes, and I'm going to compare it to the Quickie version. This is the mini Quickie, which was kind of a smaller version of the Supreme Nudes, but has the shimmer and glimmer shades in it as well. This is it next to the brand new one that's all matte. So here is the all matte masterpiece, and here's the little Quickie palette. Let's look at them right next to each other. I left the mattes where I had them on the left side, and you will see the Quickie palette towards my wrist. I really liked that Quickie palette. I recommended it a year or so ago when it was released in my Sephora recommendations. I like it. I really do. I think it's effective and beautiful. I actually like this one too, I'll let you know. I also wanted to compare this to Mario. So Mario had, and it's not available anymore, but some of you might have it, the Master Mattes palette. You guys remember this one? And I want to look at that with our matte masterpieces. These are very similar palettes. The Mario has a little bit more choice, of course, but I actually think the Artist Couture really has all the choice you need. But here they are together. And then just for fun, since we had such a neutral palette with the Mario Ethereal palette I wanted to compare that to. Here's Mario Ethereal, and here is the brand new Artist Couture. And what I've done in my swatch comparison here on my arm is I've put the Mario Master Mattes on top. I have put our brand new Artist Couture in the middle. And then on the bottom is the Mario Ethereal shade. So take a look at that there. Now, obviously, the Ethereal palette from Mario and the Quickie palette with the Supreme Nudes, obviously, those have shimmer and glimmer. But I just wanted you to kind of see it. And last but not least, we have brand new Supreme Nudes Matte Masterpiece, and it is next to the Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes palette. So let's look at it first in the pan. Here is our brand new Artist Couture, and here is Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes. And then let's go to it there. The Artist Couture again is on the left, and we have the Charlotte Tilbury over on the right. A lot of people love this Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes. I will tell you, I am not one of them. I love Charlotte Tilbury. I don't like this palette. I find it patchy. I find that it doesn't wear very long. I'm not a fan of this palette, so I wouldn't recommend it over the Artist Couture, surprisingly. The Mario, it might be a toss-up, but I think that the Supreme Nudes mattes are a little bit more powerful than the mattes in the Ethereal palette, actually. I do think this is a good buy. All right, let's go to the demo. I want to show you me trying this on. And though I am tempted to pair it with a shimmer shade on top, I'm not. I'm just going to wear it as a sophisticated matte palette. So if you could excuse my voice for a little longer, let's go to the demo. Stay right there. Let's do an all matte look. Now, I am guilty of feeling like a palette or an eye look is not finished unless it has some sort of sparkle or shimmer to it. It's not always the case. A matte, all matte eye look can be so chic. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start with the shade Canvas right here. And just kind of set the concealer with it. This is a Wayne Goss number 18, and we're going to move then next over into Statuesque and just put it right here in the crease. Really, a good matte palette is pretty much made for hooded eyes. And you know, it's funny because in the makeup industry, we always say how to do makeup for hooded eyes. Well, it does need a bit more work than a non-hooded eye, but really, more of us proportionally seem to have hooded eyes, including, as I always say, Charlotte Tilbury. She has very hooded eyes. Okay, sticking with the number 18 brush, let's just go a little bit darker into the shade right here called Transcend. And I'm just kind of putting it on the outside of the eye. This is a very pretty look. What do I want to do? I want a shimmer for the center, but you don't need that, Rebecca. I mean, this is a very sophisticated look. It really is. Let's go ahead and take a Wayne Goss number 6. Let's go into this deep shade here on the bottom, which is called Exquisite. And let's just kind of line with it. And just kind of smoke it up here. I'm going to flip it over. The shades are performing absolutely beautifully. Taking a Wayne Goss number 4 and just blending here. Tell me that's not a pretty, very sophisticated look. I really like it. And it allows you to have a really simple, pretty eye. Now you can, of course, combine this with another palette to put a little bit of sparkle to it. Or you can leave it as it is, go with a bolder lip or even a bolder blush and let that do the talking. Lots more eyeliner, lots more mascara, and it really is quite a sophisticated, pretty look, and I feel that the shades perform beautifully. Lately, I feel that the Artist Couture palettes have been performing very, very well, and a lot of people get very worried because in the past maybe their palettes didn't perform that well, but I really love the Supreme Mauves. I like this. I like the Quickie palette. If you're looking for a good, affordable being within reason, of course, but you know, high-end, affordable palette that you can use as a base or on its own, I think this is a really good way to spend your money, especially if you miss the Mario mattes. I don't love the Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes. I think they're a little bit patchy. These seem to perform beautifully, and they swatched beautifully as well. So it definitely gets my thumbs up for an affordable, albeit high-end, all matte palette that would work for pretty much every skin tone. So let me know if you're thinking of this. Let me know what your favorite matte palette is, and please let me know anything that you would like this compared to over on Instagram. Don't take pity on me because I'm sick. I'll be just fine, and I'm happy to do your swatches for you. So let me know all of those comments down in the comment section. That's what makes us a community. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel just to help us spread the word. Come say a big hello over on Instagram and TikTok too. And don't forget that you can become a member of this channel for behind the scenes content and a cool little subreddit where we're having actually a lot of fun and all sorts of good things. But if nothing else, I would love to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.